Can I share one other thing with you and then come back to this? You know, I never used to be able to do this. What do you mean? Tell other stories and then find my way home? I always have to say, does anybody know where I was? See, Brother Hagin did that to me. Brother Hagin could go in about 4 or 5 different side journeys and then find his way home. So crusade after crusade after crusade, he would come down, stand next to me, put his hand on me, and begin to say, now I'm going to take a side journey. And then he'd look at me and he'd say, no, you remember where I was. And the moment he said, remember where I was, it's gone. I had people come up to me and say, why didn't you write it down? How can you write down what you don't know? But he just said it to you. I know he just said it to me, but it was gone. And I'd ask the rest of the 18 members in the Rhema Singers of Men, do you know what he said? No. Do you know what he says? No. Do you know what he says? No. But they're not worried about it because he's not coming back to them. He wiped the whole section out. And then he'd come back to me, 45 minutes later and said, well, where were we? And I said, and then he'd always say, oh, you young folks, you don't know anything. And then he'd go on and preach. He made sport of me. I'm telling you the truth. He did. He made sport of me. So one crusade, I went into fasting and prayers and said, God, let's fix his little red wagon. You and me. Because I know he's coming. Let's get him. You say, brother, if you knew he's coming, why don't you write it down? You can't remember. The moment he touches you and says, remember, it's gone. So here he comes. Here he comes. I need to get down there and see the whites of your eyes. Make sure you're getting it. Comes down, and he puts his hand in my hand. He says, well, I'm going to take a little side journey. He looks at me, why don't you remember where I was? And I did. And I wrote it down. 45 minutes later, he comes back and says, well, where was I? And I said, right here, chapter and verse, and read it to him. And this is exactly what he goes, and walked away. and he never came back. Don't you love that? The Lord helped me to fix him. So you all thought when you listened to me everything was spiritual that was going on. Come on, somebody.